Good evening and welcome to the program Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria, a program that puts a searchlight on the Nigeria agricultural sector, showcasing its potentials, opportunities and the effort of stakeholders to develop the sector. I'm your host, Gabriel Ojile. Tonight, we are focusing on post-harvest management technologies and their impact in ensuring food security in Nigeria. But before then, we have news from the diary of the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. Keep watching.
Every part of Nigeria has something to offer.
In our diary tonight, federal government flags off sale of 30,000 tons of subsidized rice to Nigerians. Also, United Nations pledges responsive action to address food insecurity in Nigeria.
May the Almighty bless this event.
The federal government has flagged off the sale of 30,000 metric tons of milled rice to Nigerians at a subsidized rate of 40,000 naira per bag. The official flag-off ceremony took place at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security in Abuja.
The federal government being aware of the potential challenges.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, who flagged off the sale, explained that the 50% subsidy on the price of rice by the federal government is to mitigate the impact of the present food crisis in Nigeria. Senator Kyari added that the rice would be sold 50 kilograms per one person in a transparent manner.
And this food intervention can be said to be timely, considering the times and challenges we are in as citizens of this great nation. As one of the numerous efforts and present administration to cushion the effects of high costs of food commodities, kindly join me to applaud the immense efforts of the present administration, such as the release of the 42,000 metric tons of assorted food commodities to vulnerable Nigerians and the 30,000 metric tons of milled rice, which is being flagged off for sales to Nigerians today, 5th September 2024. The federal government being aware of the potential challenges associated with the sales of an important staple such as rice at this critical period has deployed a multidisciplinary machinery of government, as well as put in place certain processes and conditions to ensure transparency, wider reach, and success of this exercise.
Speaking in an interview with journalists at the event, the Director of Food and Strategic Reserve, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Engineer Sule Haruna, spelled out the criteria to be used for the sales of the commodity.
For you to qualify to earn one person, one bag, you must have a NIN number. Of course, we have phone numbers. And those of us in the public and civil service structure, of course, we are all registered under IPPIS platform. These are the critical criteria. Once you have any of these three, at the point of sales, we have sales operators. If you approach them, they will ask for your NIN number. Once the NIN number is given to them, they will log into the system. We already have a platform that has been created or a model that has been developed. Once you give the NIN number, automatically all information concerning the beneficiary or the buyer will come up. With this, you proceed to payment. And this payment is electronically done by using your ATM.
Several people purchased the rice at the occasion, while others are expected to buy the rice at sale points mapped out across the country. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, a buyer, Inspector Cletu Zakama, expressed satisfaction with the process and applauded the federal government for the gesture.
So I thank God for this government that I have seen food to eat with family. May God bless this government. Amen. The process is not much. We use our ATM card, then deduct it from our account. And now we submit the paper and issue the rice, 40,000 naira.
The Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, has assured Nigeria of the United Nations support to address challenges in Nigeria's agricultural sector to ensure food security. She gave this assurance during a visit to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security in Abuja. Amina stated that the world is confronted with food insecurity due to many challenges, and the United Nations would continue to strengthen institutions to address the challenges. She added that the United Nations will, through the programs in Nigeria, take urgent steps that would support Nigeria to address food insecurity.
For us, this visit, we hope, will give you the visibility and the support that the United Nations continues to consolidate and to increase in convening many more partners for the challenges. I know that WFP has been explaining to us some of the responses that are needed now for the current challenges, and I know that the Ministry will continue to put a sense of urgency behind some of those actions that need to happen.
For a strong and prosperous partnerships as well as...
Speaking earlier, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, appreciated the United Nations for its intervention through different programs in Nigeria and for the visit of the Deputy Secretary General and other members of her entourage. The minister appealed for the continuation of the United Nations programs in Nigeria to achieve the set goals.
The United Nations organization have, over the years, provided technical assistance in ensuring food systems and nutrition security in Nigeria. Currently, the ministry would appreciate further support of the Value Chain Development Program, the Value Chain North, targeted at increasing food production in the northern part of Nigeria, the Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprise Project Niger Delta, the Life ND. A project by IFAD is to enhance income, food security and job creation for rural youth and women through agribusiness development enhanced on a sustainable basis. The project is focusing on unemployed and underemployment of rural youth ages 8 to 35 and women-headed households with children below 15 years willing to engage in production, processing, and marketing of selected commodities.
One of the major constraints militating against food security in Nigeria is post-harvest loss. It is established that Nigeria loses about 50% of its harvest due to poor storage and poor harvest practices. But thank God for science and technology. In our next segment, records of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, we are showcasing some technologies developed by the Nigerian Stored Products Research Institute, NSPRI, and other research institutes to manage post-harvest losses and ensure food security in Nigeria. Please sit back and watch.
The Nigerian Stored Products Research Institute, NSPRI, is charged with the mandate to improve and maintain quality of perishable crops, improve and maintain quality of durable crops, improve and maintain the quality of tree crops, designing, fabricating and developing post-harvest equipment, conduct studies into the improvement of food storage structures, improvement in the primary processing methods of livestock products, improve the skill and build capacity in post-harvest technology through formal training of farmers, industrialists, food handlers, inspectors and extension workers in food preservation techniques, and create a database for published research findings and human resources directory in post-harvest science, among others.
The aim of NISPRI is to reduce post-harvest losses. And in terms of reducing post-harvest losses, we have to ensure that yet quality good gets to the final consumers. And at the same time, when our engineers fabricate processing or storage equipment, we need to ascertain the efficiency of those things by testing or doing analysis in the lab to ensure that the food are still quality after processing, or what happens to the food during the course of storage.
The institutes made research into the safest and easiest ways of preserving agricultural produce such as beans, maize, cassava, yams, cocoa, groundnuts, palm produce, fruits and vegetables, meat, fish, among others. The Nigerian Stored Products Research Institute identifies insects as one major agent that affects agricultural produce. NSPRI has therefore researched into the best ways to control insects and ensure that they do not destroy agricultural produce after harvesting.
In almost homes, you see pests in beans. You see that black insect, like I said, is Callosobronchus. Now, in order for us to have food security, you have to make sure you take care of these pests. So we are working on those pests that destroy the food. Almost, there's no food that doesn't have their insects. So we are doing research on how do we control them. Poorly stored food will be useless, will be worthless, because insects will feed on them. So our research, and you know, in order for food security, food safety, if people are using chemical to preserve, it is another problem again. So we research on some natural things, natural ways of controlling these pests. So in order to have a secure future in terms of preserving our food.
There is need to discourage the use of chemicals in storing foodstuff. The Nigerian Stored Products Research Institute has made a breakthrough in alternative ways of post-harvest pest control.
There's a breakthrough that we use bay leaf and onion peel in controlling some of these pests. You know, onion peel is a waste. When we dry it in this laboratory, we mill it, and when we mix, we were able to discover that it controls pests of maize, that is Cytolopsis maize, pest of beans, Callosobronchus maculatus. It suppresses their rate of multiplication. And also there is what we call the NISPRI dust. It is a kind of rock that it is milled, and when we mix, it controls some of these storage pests and so on. And there's other research that is still going on.
Aside pest control, the Nigeria Stored Products Research Institute also fabricates technologies that are suitable for harvest and storage of agricultural produce. Such technologies include ventilate plastic crate, solar dryers, fruit dryer, hermetic shell, amongst others.
As you can see here, we have inert atmospheric silo, which is one of the structures for storage of grains like beans, maize, millet, sorghum, etc. This silo that you can see here is 45 ton capacity each, and the one at the back is 4 tons each.
A lot of rural communities that have no access road to sell their agricultural produce or lose their produce after harvest have been linked to markets through the provision of rural infrastructure, which include 1,460 kilometer earth roads constructed, 1,527 kilometer asphalt road, Rural electrification 42,728 using solar street light installed 34 500 kVA transformer. Installation of 2,861 motorized solar-powered boreholes and hand pumps. Construction and rehabilitation of 113 rural markets across the country. Retention of 6 food relief and price stability hub. The Nigerian Atomic Energy Commission has also developed peaceful application of atomic energy for post-harvest management of agricultural produce.
We realize there are a lot of post-harvest losses. So it means in one hand you can produce, but in another hand you cannot utilize. So we have now come in with our technology to ensure that we control the post-harvest losses, so that the surplus we have, we can export to our neighboring countries and other countries. One. Two, we can also strategically store them before another rainy season or when the needs arise.
Gradation is a technology that doesn't leave residue in the product. You bring it to the facility, you have it irradiated. In fact, that same day you can heat from that product. And at the same time, if you irradiate your product, or if you expose or maybe you lace your product with chemical, before the effect of that chemical can go, it will take up to 3-4 months. They will tell you that stay for about 3 months before you start eating this product. In our country today, who and who can do this? So if you have this technology, with this technology we have in place, you can have your product irradiated and heat it immediately without any problem.
A lot of crops that are exported have been rejected over there abroad because of the high presence of mycotoxin and microbial load. And of course, the efficacy of gamma radiation facility has been tested, is known all over the world. And here in GRF, we have tested it, we have confirmed it severally. We confirmed it. The doses that are recommended by International Atomic Energy Agency and the World Health Organization and other agencies like that, the dose of 1 kilogram to 10 kilogram, within this dose, you can have most pathogenic organisms, and most of these harmful organisms that are associated with food poisoning, food spoilages, you can have them destroyed if you administer, those doses.
This facility has the capacity of irradiating about 20 tons of agricultural produce per day.
This facility is capable of irradiating 20 tons of a product in a day, depending on the dose we want, especially those products that require very, very low dose. We can load all the 16 wagons at once to go inside. And I told you, don't forget that I said this each of these wagon can take 900, that is close to 1 ton. So you have maybe the first irradiation, you send in 16, you can after some time send in the remaining 4. In a day, you can attain close to 20 tons of a product to have it irradiated.
The program is transforming agriculture in Nigeria, and we are showcasing technologies developed to address post-harvest losses in Nigeria and ensure food security all year round. In our next segment, Partnership for Development, we are focusing on the need for farmers to take advantage of these technologies, as well as efforts of the research institutes and other stakeholders to ensure that the technologies are at the doorsteps of farmers and other users. Please stay tuned.
To make agricultural technologies meet the needs of farmers, the Nigerian Stored Products Research Institute collaborates with farmers and industrialists from the development stages of the technologies to the dissemination of the technologies. This is to ensure easy adaptability that would prevent post-harvest losses and ensure food availability all year round.
We have an Nispri fish box, we have Nispri drums, as you've seen, we have crates. These plastic crates that are given to farmers to use for conveyance of their produce from the farm to the markets or to wherever they are going to do their storage. And you know, they've been using it. It has been helping. Those ones using baskets. Basket is very soft. It wastes some of those produce. By the time they carry it from the farm gate to the market or to where they want to store or process them, you'll see all this esha wherever, because these baskets, they can't really, they are too soft. They can't keep awesome fruits. And if you see them loading, they will put one on top of the other. But with this our stack crates, they were able to, you know, have awesome fruits from the farm gate to the market, and they can dictate even the price they want to sell their produce. And all these ones, they can wash and reuse. Unlike the baskets, once they finish using it, they just have to throw it away.
The surveillance in terms of the production of
The National Stored Product Research Institute had over the years in different fora displayed an ice fish box and dryer for fish preservation, a technology that will ameliorate the losses incurred by fish farmers, fishermen and fish sellers.
This is a Nespray ice fish box. It's technology for storage of fish, fresh fish. We have fresh fish and the ice block. This can last up to 48 hours without any quality deterioration. We have fish, the fish that we have here now, presently, the fish has been kept here since Monday, that's about 2 days ago, and you can still see the quality of the fish. So the technology has provision for draining of the melted ice. So you raise it up and the water comes out if you have any melted ice from the box. For the smoking, we have an arrangement of 5 trays for drying. Then we have the oil collector. This collects the oil as the fish dries, and the oil moves through the tray to a point here where it could be collected into a container, and the oil can be used in the pharmaceutical company.
Aside the technologies for fish preservation, NSPRI has also displayed good packaging techniques for fish, as well as humidifier drums for the preservation of grains and other agricultural produce. The headquarters and the 6 outstations of the Nigerian Stored Products Research Institute across the country are open to farmers and other stakeholders who need to get the technologies produced, as well as receive advice on post-harvest management.
Indeed, there are lots of technologies that have been developed by research institutes across the country to help with post-harvest management. Take advantage of those technologies to enhance the shelf life of your agricultural produce and ensure food security all year round. This is the much we can take on tonight's episode. Keep a date with us, same time, same station next week for another interesting package. I am your regular host, Gabriel Ojide. Good night.